It's your boy Angelo Savage, man, and this is why I left XPO. So check it. I'm a new driver, XPO Logistics in the Chicago area. So it was a decent gig, man. To be honest, like I can't lie with you. Before I got this job, I was super excited, super duper excited, because I'm a first time CDL holder. I had my CDL for a year, but I just never used it. Then I was like, man, let me get out of nursing. Like, let me get out of nursing and let me try this trucking thing again. You know what I'm saying? And because I had a prior experience with UPS, so this time, let me get into trucking. And got it. I got my CDL. I got my triples and doubles, but there they require you to have your hazmat and your tankers. So you got to get your X endorsement, because you're going to be hauling hazmat material, which is the highest CDL you could have. You know what I'm saying? The X endorsement with the tankers, the triples and doubles, because that's what you're going to be hauling all the time: triples and doubles and hazmat. In the state of Illinois, you can't haul triples, but you still need your triples and doubles to do it. So we'll end up going to Gary, Indiana to get that shit right. Anyway, great opportunity from the go. You know what I'm saying? But I originally applied at LaSalle, which is more like Ottawa. You know, if y'all read the news recently, basically John Travolta was just down there like last week. In a small town. It's a very small town, but that's one of their biggest terminals. Then Chicago Heights was their second biggest. And it was a great opportunity to start with, man. I really enjoyed the opportunity in general, because nobody really accept me that will give me an opportunity to go home every day. And XPO Logistics, they gave me that opportunity. Now, the catch with all this stuff is that LaSalle is a little closer to me than Chicago Heights. So I'm going to Chicago Heights coming from Aurora, Illinois. They have an XPO in Aurora, but they're not hiring. But, I had to take the opportunity when I can. So I'm thinking like, hey, let me get there and at least do my 3 months so I can get experience under my belt. I can go somewhere else. And well, if the money's paid good, I don't mind driving out there as long as the money good. So I get there, they hired me. Great experience, man. A lot of good people, bro. I can't lie. The people good. And the first week I was there, I'm be honest, parties, everybody eating. I'm like, damn, like gladiator status, 1 million mile, 2 million mile dudes, and they feed you every time, and they feed you good. Like, this good food they feed you, bro. And this happened first day I was doing my orientation, first day of training. We eating. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So they're like, yeah, you in luck, man. We got burgers today. And I'm like, this is great. You know what I'm saying? So party. And shit, that happened maybe 2 or 3 more times before I was out of my like 3 week to a month training, which is crazy. What job gives you 4 weeks to train? You know what I'm saying? Some 3 weeks. I'm new, so they gave me 4 weeks, and that's cool. A lot of practice. A lot of practice. Weather's great outside, by the way. It's either hot or it's great. It don't matter. But it's not cold yet, by the way. Then great training. Then after your my 4 weeks of regular training in class, a little bit in the yard, how to back up and stuff, because I'm still new though. But then they accommodate you, very accommodating, very good people. I can't say they bad people at all. So I'm going there, then they send you to a driver, and the driver, basically now you switch to the night shift. Now you have to switch to night shift because why? You're a new driver, bottom seniority. Now, this wasn't the biggest problem, but it does play a factor. Being at night, you have no choice. There's no choice. You're not working daytime. So if you're going to be new at XPO, you're working night shift. And it's funny because I watched the video prior to even getting hired at XPO because I was so curious. I'm curious of the pay. I'm curious of how the process goes. So I'm on Reddit. I'm on YouTube. And there was only like a video of a dude explaining the pay, like, the application process. And then there was one guy on there I was looking at, and he long-haired guy, explaining how, his work-life balance was kind of off. And I'm like, in my brain, it's funny that I even said this in my head. I was like, man, he pussy. This guy, he don't want to work. He talking about work-life balance, and at this time, I'm ecstatic to work. Let's get this money. Let's go. And you see, and I don't live close. I live an hour and a half from the job. I don't live far. I don't live close. this guy, he was complaining. I'm like, man, this dude complaining, bro, about working. And he would say, hey, there's not, he's doing more dock work than he is driving. Now I'm like, man, it must have been at his terminal or whatever. I don't know if he was in the Chicago region, but it must have been at his terminal. And that's cool now. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do with it because, beggars can't be choosers in a situation where you need somebody. And I was in that situation, man. So I said, forget about it. I'm gonna go do that. So get an XPO. These are nice people. I met head of, damn near vice presidents, you know what I'm saying? VPs of the company. They came there, because when these million-mile people, 2 million-mile people, you might have the big dogs show up. They good people, bro. They shake your hand, you know what I'm saying? Very nice people. Very, man, I'm telling you, nice people. It's all straight. And then after I did my month of training in-house, they sent me on night shift, which is going to be my shift with a great dude, really cool ass dude, bro. Like one of the coolest dudes I met. He put me on we were supposed to do a week of training. So I'm with him, but I'm hourly. Now, what I didn't know about this job is that we do dock work. They tell you, but at nighttime, it's way more than morning time. So, and when I mean dock work, I mean you have to be forklift certified too. So not only do you have your CDL with a hazmat endorsement, the X endorsement, tankers, hazmat, tankers, and triples and doubles, you also do forklifting because we're LTL, which means we go from our facility to our facility, and we unload our own things. So we're not like an Amazon or a UPS or at FedEx where we have many packages that go out to customers. These are more, established customers that do big things like mowers and hazmat materials. It can be like corrosive, flammable things that need caution when being carried. You know what I mean? The big dog stuff, basically. And, working night shift, I would say my first experience, and one thing, this is my fault too. I have asthma. And I never have problems with my asthma. Very well controlled. I take allergy immunotherapy shots to help me, with all the allergies that affect my asthma and everything. Never had any problems until I started working night shift. I got in there, bro, and I swear to God, immediately, I felt like I smoked a pack of cigarettes. And I don't smoke, but I used to hit a vape one time and it hurt my lungs so bad that it felt like my lungs about to flip inside, like kind of like a collapsed lung. So like first day in, maybe second day, I'm breathing. And believe there's a lot of, and everybody know that's worked in the factory, there's dust everywhere. You blow your nose, you see the black in there. But there's not a lot of people wearing masks. So take that in consideration what a lot of men do. They work these factories and they know there's dust in there, but they don't, I guess they want to look cool or something. Or the dust ain't affecting their lungs. But they know when they get home and they blow the nose, the black shit in there, that means that your lungs being infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? Your nose is capturing some of that dust and most of it's getting through. So me being asthmatic, when all that stuff is getting into my lungs, I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like, I swear to God, I was like, bro, I'm coming home with my girl. I'm like, man, I can't breathe, bro. I felt like somebody stepping on my chest. And one of the dudes say, hey man, you'll get used to it. And I think he was a little bit right about it, but since I have asthma, no one else has it, my shit's sensitive. So, you might get a couple hazmat spills in there. And this is not inhalable, you see them little triangle placards on them trucks, they're traveling with some dangerous things that if they spill, the street gonna have to be cut off and the police gotta be, fire department got to come and make sure everything is safe. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous. So there's a couple times where people have spills in the factory and it's in the air. It's everywhere. You breathe that in, you like, you know what I'm saying? I'm breathing, I'm at the, you feel me? But that's just my experience personally. I got asthma, like I said. Now, that was one factor why I left because it's affecting my personal breathing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just pussy ball, I'm just gonna leave. No, it was really affecting my breathing. And it really hurted me bad. I was like, man, but I was doing it for the money because me training, the money was looking good, but while training, because I'm hourly the whole way. And one thing about the hourly that I would say, I'm not even gonna tell y'all to pay because every state is different. Y'all seniority everywhere is different. But in that region that I was working in, everybody starts at that weight. It don't matter how much years of experience, because we have guys with 10 years, we got guys with 7 years, 4 or 5 years, and they were getting the same pay as me. And I was a brand new driver. So take that in consideration as you will. Good company, same pay, everybody starts the same, low seniority. And your seniority means you got to bid, you know what I'm saying? Which means all the high bid or high people that's been there for a long time, seniority people, they bid at the morning shift, because they want to sleep at night with their family, but they'll work in the daytime. They want to sleep with their family, they want to work in the daytime, great. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you put your work in, you got high seniority, that's what you're supposed to do, right? But for the people that just first get in, man, it could be a struggle if you're not willing of it. Now, the dock work stuff might not even be a problem for you. You might be okay with that, right? But for me, lungs was a big problem for me. And another thing I wasn't expecting, which I should have known, is that it gets cold at night. Definitely in the Chicago region, bro, it gets cold. It don't matter anywhere in the Midwest, it's freezing. At night, that temperature drop. It'd be cool in the daytime, and then that temperature dropping right around that 2 a.m., 12 o'clock it starts, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it peaks, and you're freezing. Then you're in the forklifts, you're going real fast. Some of these forklifts going 12 miles an hour. Some of them going 8. So if you don't dress right, like I got thermals on now, I know better. I do thermo, double, triple shirts, thermo pants, triple pants, heated socks, heated gloves, bro. You needed the whole 9. You need it all, bro. If not, you mess up, you're going to realize. And and to be honest, for the first maybe 3-4 days, I didn't really have nothing major on because I didn't really have no clothes like that. I got to order this from online, Amazon. I was waiting for it to come in. So I'm just double layering clothes, but it's still coming through. I'm cold, I'm freezing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't really have no big major coats because my job prior to this, we just go outside real quick and go back in. We're not sitting outside, you know what I'm saying? Because you're in this factory, but all the doors open, all of them. It's like 200 or some doors. If you're on the side, maybe 300 some doors, and they all open. So when a tractor or the trailer not in there, wind just going through. It's just, and that's just me complaining. This is just a newbie talking about what I had the problem with. A lot of people in there working. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, am I a pussy? Because you got all these dudes in here working. It's probably like 150 of us in this factory working. You know what I'm saying? Most of us are drivers. They just came from all over the country to come right here to work the dock. So that's for everybody. That's another thing you need to know. If you're going to work at XPO, great company, you will be working the dock. Everybody works the dock. At least if you're working line haul at night, FAC line haul, you will be working docks. It don't matter high seniority, low seniority, unless you're going to a far place where it's optional. Where you say you're driving 4 hours, 270 miles plus, then it's optional. Other than that, you will be working that dock, which means you drive there, you get out, you start moving shit, find your freight, put it in your truck so that you can take that freight back to your facility and you drive back. That's how the night go pretty much. Why I left? Because I didn't really understand what they were telling me I had to do. And being low seniority, most of my day wasn't even driving. It was majority, like I would say, out of the 5 days, 1 day I drive. And then 4 days, I'm just on the dock at the facility that I drove to. So I'm thinking like, damn, I'm gonna get some hours driving. Remember, you get a different wage that you're driving. You get a different wage when you're working docks. So, they would just blend it up. And I'm like, damn, I'm doing 80% working the dock all night, like 10 hours, you know what I'm saying? I might hit a 8 o'clock to 6, you know what I'm saying? I might hit a 8 to 8. No telling, you don't know. It depends on if the freight get done or not. It's all about your, which we all know that. You've been in the industry. So that was kind of a problem for me too, is that I got my CDL, I got the best endorsement you can get, and I'm not using it. They got the best trucks. Everybody got a Freightliner, International. I don't really like International. I'm a Freightliner guy. But like I said, I wasn't really, those are just things that made me disinterested in the company. Is that, damn, I'm working night, but I had no choice, and I'm not even used to night at this point. I've worked nights before at a job, but then I switched my schedule back. But not only did I have to switch my schedule, I lost all daytime. So I'm driving. So let me just give you the day. I'm driving an hour and a half to get to work. Then if I drive, I'm driving an hour and a half to get to my destination, where I will then work their docks for about 5 to 6 hours at night. And then once I'm done and we're done there, I would drive an hour and a half back to my facility, right? And then after I get done with that and, drop a load, I would drive an hour and a half back to home. Because I had to get the money, I had no choice. I'm like, man, it's the only job that's daily. You know how hard it is to get a daily home trucking job? It's pretty hard. So for these companies to even pick me up, I was a blessing. So I was willing to take the opportunity. I'm not against that. It was a great company, very good. I keep saying that because it is. But then night shift, I was warned that there might be a little bit of assholes at night, you know what I'm saying? Little guys that might get a little sassy with you. Because, everybody just, they up. Everybody up at night. They probably want to sleep. They probably, miss their wife. I don't know. Supervisors might be on 10 with you. You know what I'm saying? They just want shit done. And they're just, kind of hounding you, every second you get. I got in trouble because I took a break and I clocked in. And it's funny because I just came out the bathroom. But then I sat down real quick. I swear to God, I only sat down for like 10 seconds. And I was on my little handheld because I wanted to sign back in so I can start scanning boxes. Supervisor come in there. Now, I got written up for that, but I didn't, it was like a warning written up. But he was like, oh, well, if it was only, if you would have came to your supervisor and told him that you're gonna, take more than 5 minutes, then, we wouldn't do this. And I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. It's just because he's seen a lot of us in the break room talking. So he went to go see who's on their break, who's not on their break. You know what I'm saying? And I will say that one thing I didn't like about this job is they're very anal. So by the time that you get on the shift, they want you to be scanning within 10 minutes. You need a new scan in 10 minutes. So you scan all, they want you on the dock, forklift signed in, found your supervisor, door open, scanning shit, and you got to do a complete scan. That means open door, set up door, scan it, take it to where it needs to be, and scan and drop it. Now that's considered one. If you don't do that between 10 minutes, between you clocking in and rushing to your forklift, then he kind of tries to find you and tell you what you did. And I just thought that was a little nitpicking, you know what I'm saying? And because the last time he did it, because I think he did it to me 3 times. Last time I did it, I was getting a new tank because the person before me did not empty their tank in their forklift. So I went outside to get, because you gotta go all the way outside to get it. I went outside to get a new tank, believe me. So I have to walk from where I'm at, sector 2, sector 3, go and with the tank, go get a new tank, plug it in, and then go find the door I'm supposed to be at, which might be in sector 5, 6, which ain't close to sector 2 or 3. Then scan it. Before I did that, I'm putting the thing on, I'm putting the fresh tank on the forklift. He walked up to me, printed out paper. Already know who didn't scan it in the first 15 minutes. He's like, oh, you didn't scan it. I'm like, bro, I'm literally putting the tank on the fork right now. Like, why are you opening my back? Am I not working right now, bro? You acting like I'm out here talking to somebody. I'm not. I'm literally putting a new tank on this forklift. For this motherfucker ain't gonna work. It literally stopped here. I was trying to get it to the door. I couldn't get it to the door. So that means I gotta redo it. So it's like they're really anal about that, even though nothing's going on. They didn't have to. It's like stuff, nitpicking stuff that don't need to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing's happening yet because the drivers haven't came in, which means there's no really loads yet. Because drivers have to come with the loads in order for us to break it, which means kind of like emptying the trailer. That's one thing I didn't like about the XPO experience at night. The driving, like I said, I didn't like the driving. I didn't like how the supervisors were kind of on your ass and anal about everything because it's like not that serious because we're doing our work, but you own us for no reason. How cold it got. These factories don't have any heating or regulation. So if it's cold as it is outside, it's as cold as it is inside. Same vice versa when it's hot. There's no fans in there. There's no heating ducts or no radiating heat facility where it keeps you warm in there, but they still want you to perform the same speed. So, it's contradictory to actions of you working. So each his own. But to me, I feel like, well, if you want us to work fast, I would expect you would want us to kind of like work in a way that would benefit us. Like, man, don't make sure your workers are straight. You know, I used to work at UPS, and UPS, they got those type of things. They got fans. They got heat where you don't overly get cold, you know, because they work in a lot of freight. They're very productive too. And they also have fans in there in case it gets hot. They even give the workers water. You know what I'm saying? Here's a little thing for your water. You go fill your water so you're not dehydrated. You don't fall out of here because it happens. So, you know, I wasn't working the summer hours. This is more like, you know, the fall, heading to the winter. So I'm getting in those cold breezes, and it's like, you know, it's getting a little lot. So my breathing, the travel it takes me to get there, supervisors on your ass, cold. So those are just things that got me. And then, the last two was due to the fact that I wasn't getting, since I'm low seniority, I'm really working dock. So I'm really a dock worker. I'm like a high paid dock worker, which is cool if I was hired as a dock worker, but I was hired as a truck driver. And I wanted to use that truck driving to get more money. So that's what kind of little rubbed me the wrong way. Like, damn, like, when are we going to drive? You know, and sometimes, you know, you got the yard jockeys that moving stuff around the yard. I'm like, man, they doing a truck. Can you throw me in there? You know what I'm saying? I'm a truck driver, but why am I doing dock work all night? Why am I doing dock work for 9 to 10 hours a night? You know what I'm saying? Like, not a regular driver that's traveling don't even do this much. And I just didn't, it just kind of rubbed me like, oh, fuck, like, again, bro, can you let me do something else? Can I do some pad runs? You know what I'm saying? Can I go, you know, do something with the truck? You know, I'm a truck driver. So I didn't like that. And then finally, the straw that broke the camel's back. And this is actually the most important one. If it wasn't for this one, I probably would have stayed. Because all that other stuff is like stuff that are conditional, that can be kind of adjusted. I can, you know, with my breathing, I can do the mask. With the supervisors, I can kind of just work faster, I guess. But they would still be on ass regardless. With the breathing, like I said, I can wear a mask. With the heat, I would just have to buckle up and put more clothing and layers on and just suffer, I guess, a little bit. The final straw that really, like, I'm out, was the pay. Yep. And they pay good for a truck driving company for a beginner. Actually, like, for me being a beginner, I had no problems. I'm like, okay, this is great pay, but it doesn't add up when you're not driving. Remember that. When you're getting paid per mile, you want to be driving because you get more money. But when you're getting paid to be a dock worker, you don't get as much. Like, you get money more than the dock workers, but you want to be driving. You make way more money. And the thing I noticed here is that they would do a good 80-20. So it means I would hit almost close to 40 hours of dock work, but I wouldn't hit 40 hours. I've only did that one time, and in my 2 months of being there, because I had to go, bro. It was just, you got so many times to mess the check up or the check being small. I can't stay, bro, because I'm loyal to the money. And basically, that's kind of what it was. It was like, you know, you guys doing this dock work, but you're not letting me hit OT. Right before I hit OT, you send me out, and now I'm driving, which I don't mind driving now, but I still want to hit that OT now, because now my OT pay is more than my driving pay at this point. Now you see how it changes? So your driving wage is more than your dock pay until you hit OT. Once you hit that 40, then that money becomes more than if you were driving per hour, if you put it in that stance. So once we hit that almost 40, I'm like, hey, I want to walk the dock. Now, give me the dock. They're like, nah, we're going to put you in the car. I'm like, is this on purpose? Because you're doing this every week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but, you know, I don't know. I can't ask nobody that. They're never going to tell you the truth, right? But that's what kind of like, damn, like, so I'm looking at these checks, and they start getting smaller and smaller. And then they start telling me to come in later. And I'm like, yo, I'm coming in later and later every day. My order's not ready. I need more money, bro. I'm coming out hour and a half out. Y'all need to have y'all shit ready when I get here, bro. You said to come here this time. I'm ready. I need this. I need a load so I can go. If y'all gonna send me out, you know, and that's what kind of became the problem a little bit. Cause I'm like, I was a little bit impatient too, I would add, because of the fact that I was coming so far away to get there and get the money. And I'm like, come on, man, I need this money. And then you're telling me to come 2 hours later than my start time, but still releasing me on the same time in the morning. So I'm like, I'm making less money. So um, that was the big factor that I was like, nah, I'm done. You got like 2 to 3 checks to play around with that, and I'm done. I can't keep doing that. Like I got a baby boy. I got a family, and I'm loyal to the money. And if the money ain't there, I gotta go to who gonna give it to me. And that's how everybody should function. I'm gonna be honest. Great company, but when it comes to the money, money talk. The money talk, man. And that's how I was functioning with this whole thing. If you can't give me the pay, then hey, I can't stay. It's that simple, bro. And that's how you should do with every company. You either gonna have to pay up or I gotta go. And that's what made me just leave. I couldn't, waste no more time there because, you guys are having me do the grunt work, which I understand with low seniority, but at least give me time so I can work and get some money. Don't be slick and try to wait till I almost get OT or 5 hours from OT and try to send me this way where I can't get no money or tell me to come in late. And now I never touch OT. Or like in my instance, forget to even pay me OT. Now, I'm not gonna say that's for everybody, that's just for me. Most of the time, I don't think that happens. But for me, motherfuckers forgot to pay me. And it kind of made me a little bit more irritable because I'm like, damn, pay me what you owe me. We 2 checks down now and I don't have that money. Now, it could have been a mistake where everybody not paying attention or writing stuff down. Usually they own their P's and Q's there. But it's just stuff that I didn't have patience for. Because, when somebody stop paying you or they owe you money, bro, your patience start to get way less and less. Everybody know that. Say somebody didn't pay your check and then your next check coming is messed up too. Or it's less. And then the next one coming is less. Oh, yeah. The matter of time, you're going to either pop off or you just going to dip. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to dip, bro, because I respect the dollar. And I respect, like, hey, if I work for it, I need it. Don't jip me, don't cut me. If I pay me what you owe me, that's what I'm about. So the money was the last straw that I had to leave. Now, back to referring to that video the guy was talking about in the front. The guy, he was saying that he had no the work-life balance didn't exist. And I thought he was just playing around. Swear to God, he wasn't. All I did from Monday night to Friday night is drive to work, come home, and sleep. And ate when I got up to get back to work. I didn't see my son. I couldn't play with my son because in the time that it takes to play with my son, I had to sleep. The time it takes to even talk to my girl, I had to sleep. You get what I'm saying? So I had no time other than the weekend, which is Saturday kind of night going until Monday morning. Other than that, I didn't see my son, and I ain't like that. You know what I mean? It didn't bother me if the money was good. You know how that go. But once the money started, lessening, you start to open your eyes a little bit. You start seeing things like, And this ain't for everybody. Like I said, this is just from my experience and what I thought my experience at XPO. Great company. I would still say good company. You know what I'm saying? They give you benefits first day in. You get in there, benefits first day. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, weekly pay. They're good company, good pay too and everything. It's just, in my experience, man, me coming so far, man, I need that money. I come here for the bread, man. Like if you say I'm gonna get OT, I'm gonna work a lot, I need to work a lot. And I need to see these checks. If my checks coming in 12, 13, 1400, ooh, I can stay. But it's when them checks I start seeing and they start getting to that 900 range, that 800 range per week, I'm like, hey, bro, gotta talk to you, man, gotta go, type shit, you know what I'm saying? But great company otherwise. Other than that, supervisors was cool, majority of them. Definitely the morning shift people, they was really nice. I really fuck with the company, but no work-life balance, at least for sure, you know what I mean? Low seniority, so you gotta wait for either somebody to get fired or quit. Or if they need more drivers, they of course, the seniority go up under you. There's a lot of guys there, and guys, they like to work. So it's gonna take a while for you to get a decent seniority where you ain't gotta at least be working the docks at the main facility all night. You gonna work docks regardless. It don't matter your seniority when you're older. You're gonna be 9 times to 8 times out of 10 working those docks. Unless you're high seniority and you're going like four to 5 hours out, and they don't force you to work the docks. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you're going from Chicago to Detroit, Chicago to like Indianapolis, you working them docks, bro. You get what I'm saying? Or Wisconsin, you probably working them docks, type shit. But you know, each his own. Like I said, this was my thoughts. This is what happened and for me. I love the company. The company was decent other than that. Like I felt like if I was closer, if the supervisor was in buttholes, if I didn't have asthma, if it wasn't cold, like if they could figure out that situation in like kind of the warehouse, that like they can keep the heat in, kind of make your workers feel comfortable working so we can work at a fast pace. Because when it gets cold, you start stiffing up. You know what I mean? Like I came in there knowing that I was like, y'all should do this differently so we can be comfortable working. Because then you understand, once that winter hit, when it's -10, when it's -20 outside, it's -20 inside. Period, bro. Because it's all wide open. Don't let the wind hit. It's over for you. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. Do with that information as you will. I would still apply if you're a new driver. If they used to do classes. If they don't, you know what I'm saying, you can, some of them do still do classes where, you know, they'll train you there and get your CDL. If that's the case, do it. You know what I'm saying? They'll put you on a 2-year contract, got to work for them or whatever. But if you got to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got it, if you up for the challenge, I say grab it, bro. But if you feel like, man, I can do better, then go see what's out there. You know what I mean? Like every company is different. You know, I'm really grateful for them even giving me the opportunity due to the fact that it's a daily job. I can come home daily, at least see my son daily. I ain't got to be on the road. But, you know, I still got to drive double the amount of time every day because I live so far. Because it's like driving to Chicago and you live in the burbs. Like, if you want the opportunity, you got to, you know what I'm saying, you got to drive for it. So be it. It is what it is, man. It didn't fit me because I'm a money chaser and I'm chasing the biggest dollar for my exchange for time. So if you can't give me the time that I want, and it's just me personally, it's like I'm gonna exchange my hours of life for these hours of dollars, then that's how I want to do it, bro. And if you don't reach my standards, then our business can be discontinued. That's how it is. It's all business, bro, because they'll fire you that same way. And that's any company. This is all business. Don't take it personal. No one really loves you. It's a business, you know. So if that floats your goat, if it's not a big concern, you don't mind it, do it, man. It's no biggie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. It's your boy Angelo Savage, man. Stay tuned. You know, speak a lot of wisdom if I can, but this is just my personal experience with XPO Logistics. Great company though. At the end of the day, good company. Most of their stuff worked pretty well. It, you know, good training. That's all that's about at the end of the day. So if you're looking for a legit company, kind of like a major company, then go with them, man. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You know, get your pension or whatever you need to do. You know, if you can stick through it and do that stuff, you know, I got a lot of training, bro. I think I'm a better driver because of it. I think I'm a good driver now. You know what I'm saying? Only working 2 months though. But hey, I think that my life is gonna take me other ways and other places, and I never give up. So I love y'all. Y'all take that information as you will. This is my personal experience. This is not the experience for everybody. It's just what I realized as a new driver coming in, kind of nitpicking what I think they could do better and what affected me in this job. So y'all enjoy, man. Peace.